The way in which a society or country organizes and distributes products and services is known as an economic system.
An economic system is driven by three questions. What goods and services should be produced? How they should be produced and how many? Who will be using the goods and services?
Why is it important for an entrepreneur to know about economic system? Because your business will operate within one of four main economic systems. This will impact how products are priced and what competition you're up against.
There are four main types of economic systems, which are traditional economic system, command economic system, market economic system, and mixed economic system.
The traditional economic system is the most basic and oldest of all the economic systems. In this system, there is little division of labor, which means that everyone in the society plays a role in producing the necessary goods and services.
The command economic system, also known as planned system, is controlled by a centralized authority or government. Under this system, the government controls all resources and determines how they will be distributed, in addition to setting the prices of goods and services.
The market economic system is driven by free markets with no interference from government. Prices are determined by laws of supply and demand. However, the system only exists in theory. All governments exercise some measure of control over the market in the form of regulations.
The mixed system is a combination of the command system and the market system. Most first world economies are mixed systems. In a mixed system, the government retains some measure of control of those industries where market forces do not serve the population well, such as healthcare and education.
It is important to know which economic system has been adopted by the country in which you will operate. Any legislation that relates to trading in the country must be considered.
Competition drives innovation, increases efficiency, and creates wealth for those involved in the development and distribution of products and services. It is an integral part of the free and mixed market systems.
Two of the most important factors affecting your price are supply and demand. Supply is the amount of products or services that a business provides at a given time and a given price. Demand is the amount of a product or service that customers are willing and able to buy at a given time and a given price.
When the demand for a product increases, the price of that product usually goes up. This is called the law of supply and demand. A concept important to know about is supply and demand curves.
To understand supply and demand curves, let's use the price of flour as an example. A drought has caused a poor crop of wheat, which results in the price of flour rising to $2 per kilogram.
Because of this, people decide to bake only essential items, such as bread, and buy only 1 kilogram a week. Demand for flour has dropped.
However, in a bumpy year, the cost of flour may drop to $0.50 per kilogram, and people increase their purchasing to 4 kilograms a week. Demand for flour has increased.
Essential products and services do not respond in the same way to supply and demand. Price elasticity comes into play for these products and services. This is most noticeably for services such as electricity.
If the price of electricity goes down, people will not buy more. Although, if the price goes up, they may limit their consumption to keep the cost down. This can also cause changes in demand. These changes in consumption affect future demand and therefore future sales.
Other reasons for changes in demand include changes in consumer income levels, changes in consumer preference, availability of substitute goods, perhaps at a better price.
Factors of production are the resources used in the creation of goods and services and are the foundation of an economy. Economists identify four main factors of production: land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. None of the factors mentioned, when taken individually, result in production. However, an entrepreneur brings land, labor, and capital together to create a product or service.
Our modern economy cannot function without money, whether it be physical cash or a representation of money, such as cryptocurrency. The exchange of goods or services for money has become a standard in our society. Without money, people would not be able to purchase the products they need to survive.
How much demand is there for your product or service is one of the most important questions you'll need to ask yourself as a small business owner. If there is no demand for your product, people will not buy it.